government has said it cannot support a bill to declare Pakistan a terror state. MP Rajiv Chandrasekhar has withdrawn a private member bill that he had introduced in the House with regards to the same. Chandrasekhar said, and I quote here, request the government that status quo shouldn't continue and government should explore options above candle raising or military options against Pakistan. Let's go across to Arthur Khan, who's joining us with more details on the story. Arthur, give us details of what really transpired in Parliament as far as this discussion is concerned.
Well, you see, today being Friday, there was private members' bill day, and therefore Rajiv Chandrasekhar had moved a bill demanding that Pakistan be declared a terrorist state. On this, various leaders from different political parties had spoken. Congress was of the view that the bill as it is cannot be adopted. The reason being it should have more teeth. There should be more sort of sanctions, some sort of punitive action in the sense of financial sanctions against Pakistan. There were other leaders like KTS Tulsi who said that the executive has powers to proceed. So why is there a need for the parliament's intervention? So various speakers, so on and so forth, were speaking on this issue. But finally, the government was of the view that the bill, the government cannot support adopt this private members bill, though the government is making various efforts in terms of financial angle, to ensure that Pakistan, understands what is happening, and thereafter, with the consensus of the House, Rajiv Chandrasekhar had to withdraw the bill, but he said that the spirit of the bill was to engage, to start a dialogue, because for a long time there was no discussion on this issue. So therefore, that was the spirit of the bill, but he had withdrawn the bill now.
Arthur, also break this down for us. Is this ground enough for criticism against the government? Is the Modi government failing to take a stand here, or is it that there is a due process that needs to be followed to take some steps in this direction?
Well, absolutely. You see, the private members bill is rarely adopted by the government. That is the normal procedure. But then, the way like Subramaniam Swamy was speaking about the bill, he said that there's a lot of terror which is pouring into India from Pakistan. He also quoted about ISIS. A lot of ISIS operatives are in Pakistan and they're coming into India. So he was speaking on that issue. However, as far as declaring a country an enemy state, a lot needs to be done for that. There is the government has to take an executive decision, which involves a lot of deliberation, a lot of thought behind it. It cannot be done on the basis of a single bill, private members bill, which has been initiated in the parliament.
Interestingly, Arthur, this comes at a time when there's a similar discussion happening in the United States as well. There have been many discussions. There's now a person who's actually put across a bill to declare Pakistan as a state sponsor of terror. And at that kind of a time, do you think that this will be seen as some sort of a weakness from the Indian administration's side to take a strong stand as far as Pakistan is concerned?
Well, certainly the government is taking steps in this direction, but in it itself, just declaring a country an enemy state is not enough. There should be a sense. There should be some punitive action in the sense of financial sanctions, trade restrictions. All these things have to be taken into account before taking this decision. Merely saying that so-and-so country is declared as an enemy state makes no sense.
Absolutely. Arthur, requested to stay on with us. Also joining us on this broadcast is Deputy Editor Smita Sharma. Smita, just today we were speaking about how the United States seems to be taking steps forward as far as declaring Pakistan as a state sponsor of terror is concerned. But somewhere along the line, India seems to be failing to take any concrete steps. Time and again, the Modi government has spoken tough as far as Pakistan is concerned, saying that, we will give them a fitting lesson, we will put them in their place. But are we hesitating when it comes to actually translating that on the ground?
Look, Akshita, I think we shouldn't jump the gun. First of all, as far as that US scenario is concerned, it's one individual lawmaker who's a senator who has brought in a proposal that there should be a radical change as far as Washington DC's approach to Islamabad is concerned. But whatever America does, remember, they are still looking at ground troops on the, in Afghanistan. And in fact, if indications are to go by, Donald Trump is possibly going to, in fact, announce a surge in the number of American troops in Afghanistan in the days to come. Thereby, of course, Pakistan still remains a very important state for them for transiting purposes, for resources that have to reach the troops. As far as India is concerned, I've been speaking to government sources. What they say is we need to differentiate between this private members bill that has been brought in, of course, by Rajiv Chandrasekhar and the government's position. This does not take away from the fact that India, of course, views that there is state sponsor of terrorism from Pakistan that is not just condemnable but needs to be acted upon by the international community. Having said that, remember, these are still peace times between India and Pakistan. We have shared borders with Pakistan. You still have a diplomatic staff presence. It is not a family station. Families do not join the diplomats there, but that diplomatic contact is very much there. Cultural contacts have also been continuing in bits and phases. The two sides are now also, in fact, the technical teams are sitting down to discuss the Indus Water Treaty. So any such step is something that the government would, in fact, appreciate if the international community takes a lead on and announces, which also, as Atir was mentioning, has significant outcomes, and impact, not just something that is verbal and on paper for symbolism's sake.
All right, Smita and Arthur, thanks for joining us with those details. We'll keep a close track on the developments on the story.